And welcome everyone to this freshman football game between the Eastlake Wolves and the Skyline Spartans. The main varsity game was hosted this past Saturday with Eastlake coming out on top 9-6. Hopefully we'll have a similar thriller tonight. Here we have Skyline, who did not win the toss. Eastlake won the toss and elected to defer. They will receive the ball for the second half. Kicking off is number 18, Jack Devine. For the Wolves, we have, it looks like an 86 and a 1 back deep for Skyline. Ball goes flying high and it's fielded at about the 20-yard line. After a bit of a struggle, he'll push the pile fairly far, and he'll be brought down at about the 39-yard line. And that's where we'll get to take a look at this Skyline offense. As well as the Eastlake defense, led by Jack Steiner.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. On mics tonight, we've got Ed Thatcher here with commentary. I'm Jim Thatcher, running the cameras.
All right. First and 10, number 4 in the backfield for Skyline. 32 at running back. 4 drops back to pass. Lets loose. He has 80. A little bit too far. Well defended by Andre Swagger. That'll make it 2nd and 10 for the Spartans.
Skyline back to the line.
Single tight end set. Hand off to 32 up the middle. He'll be brought down after a gain of about 5. Brought down by what looks like 18, Jack Devine. They'll officially mark it as a gain of about 4 yards, so that'll make it 3rd and 6. Trips to the left for Skyline. Eastlake running a cover 2. Oh, whistles pre-snap. Let's see what this is.
Don't see any flags on the field.
Maybe the ref just didn't like what was going on. Didn't like the spot. Here come the 2 side judges in to do something. Oh, they're moving the ball up 1 yard. A little bit of ball adjustment there. To officially mark it as a gain of about 4. I think the center moved the ball back a little bit. 4 back to pass. A little bit of pressure, flushed. 4 lets loose. He has 11 wide open across the 30, across the 20, across the 10. Touchdown, Skyline. That took an entire 3 plays for Skyline to get on the board first. Blown coverage. And 11 will streak all the way from the 40 to the end zone. And here we have Skyline looking like they're going for 2 here. An interesting play in the first quarter. 4 rolls out, throws, fires, and it's caught. The 2-point try is good, caught by number 16. So the score after just 1 minute and 15 seconds of play. Eastlake Wolves 0, Skyline Spartans 8.
This will give us an opportunity now to see the Eastlake offense come out.
However, first, we have to see the Eastlake kick return team. Back deep for the Wolves are number 2, Jack Steiner, and number 32, Wyatt Gillette. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering any names here. $17 for Skyline. Set to kick off.
Skyline's number 17 sets up for the kick.
And the kick is up, fielded at about the 20-yard line by Jack Steiner. He'll try and work his way around, trying to find a hole, but he'll be wrapped up after gaining about 5 yards by Skyline's number 7, plus a couple more. And now we'll get to see our first look today of Kellen Kinney with Jack Steiner at his side. They had a bit of a rough game 2 weeks ago when they were last here. However, we'll see if they can clean it up a little bit. This time against Skyline rather than O'Day.
And these are some kids that they've been playing against for years in youth ball.
And the ball's backing up 10 yards. I guess there was a holding call somewhere on that kick return.
Penalty on the flag pushes the ball back another 4 yards. It'll be spotted around the 15.
Eastlake with an empty backfield and quads set to the left side. 2 weeks ago when they ran this formation, it was most likely a screen. Only one keeper from Kinney, and this one will be a screen, this time caught by Jack Steiner, who will find a hole. Jack Steiner up past the 30 towards the 35-yard line. Officially marked down at the 33. That'll make it 1st and 10 for the Wolves.
And that's a hopeful response to the Spartans' opening drive score.
This time we see Jack Steiner in the backfield where he's used to being. 81, Blake Bichère in motion. Kinney running. He'll get stuffed by 44 after a gain of, it looks like 3 or 4. Looks like they'll call it officially 4 yards. Stopped on the 37-yard line.
Bring up 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 for Eastlake. Now Eastlake coming out with twins to the right. Steiner offset to the left. Handoff Steiner will go up the middle and won't gain a whole lot. Maybe about an inch or so. That'll make it 3rd and about 7. They'll officially call him down at the 38, so it'll be a gain of 1 yard. That'll make it 3rd and 5. A sort of double twins formation with an ace in the backfield as well. Kinney drops back, flushed, and he'll just have to throw that into the dirt to bring up 4th down. He was looking for Jack Devine, however, so many Spartans in his face, he just could not really connect that pass. It'll bring up 4th down and 5. Eastlake may go for it, or they might try and punt it.
A little too far in their own territory to be thinking about going for it, but they've been fairly aggressive so far this year. Let's see what they've dialed up.
We'll never know what head coach Scott Kinzer could be planning. And it looks like they're lining up to go for it here. Motion. Looks like they're trying to run a hard count here. Kinney looking towards the sideline to maybe get an actual call.
And they're going to take the delay of game.
So that'll back them up 5 yards, 4th and 10, and it's pretty much guaranteed that Eastlake's going to punt here now.
Delay of game will push the Wolves back even further.
Now the Wolves will rush up to the line. This time Jack Steiner lined up alongside Kinney. He'll back up. And it looks like Eastlake will punt here, and that punt will be blocked. The punt is blocked, recovered by, it looks like 72 of Skyline on the Eastlake 25. Not a very good start for the Wolves here. They get scored on after 3 plays, and then the punt gets blocked. Skyline will take over in plus territory, deep in plus territory. On the Eastlake 26-yard line, 1st and 10.
I've never been a big fan of the quarterback being the kicker on the punts.
Well, it's hard to find an actual long snapper and or punter on a freshman team. Trips left for the Spartans. 4, hands off to 32, slips a tackle. Has blockers in front of him, gets around the edge. 32 will run and score. Touchdown, Skyline.
So with 4 plays from scrimmage, the Spartans now have 2 touchdowns.
The score not even halfway through this first quarter, and it's already 14-0. However, if anyone were to watch the BYU at Arkansas game this past Saturday, BYU was able to rally back from being down 14 after less than a drive. The game is never over. And 4 under pressure, he will be sacked. That's number 18, Jack Devine, on the sack. And so the score after just 4 minutes to play, Eastlake 0, Skyline 14. And Eastlake will return a kick once again. We'll see if they can put together an actual drive again. However, there's an injured Spartan on the field. And it looks to be their quarterback, number 4.
Ah, you never like to see that.
Everyone will take a knee, and, well, he will be getting treatment from the athletic trainer here, Ashley Holman, as she shoos people away. Eastlake will return to the sideline to get a little bit more direction from Scott Kinzer. Skyline's backup quarterback, number 10, warming up now. We'll mute for now while 4 gets tended to so that we can give him a little bit of respect. And as one comes off the field for Skyline, we will be able to see this kickoff, and play will resume once again. 6:11 left in the first quarter. The score, Eastlake 0, Skyline 14. I'm not sure what happened to him, but we hope he gets well soon.
Number 17.
17 set up to kick. And it'll be launched deep. Fielded by Jack Steiner at about the 10. He'll try and find a hole. He'll slip a tackle. Kind of, and he's still on his feet. Jack Steiner will get down at about the 23-yard line.
Gained 3 or 4 yards after that initial contact, and more contact, and more contact.
And now we'll see if Eastlake can manage to put together a scoring drive here. Maybe keep in this game.
Be good to see them start by getting across midfield.
Almost got their last drive.
Eastlake up to the line.
Eastlake now with 4 receivers out there. Okay, not 5. Looks like they might be running that screen play again. And they will. Jack Steiner catches the ball, slips a tackle, and he'll be brought down after a gain of, it looks like, 6 or 7 at the 30-yard line.
Start out with a good gain there.
2 weeks ago, that play went incomplete 3 times. And now it's been completed for major gains twice. Sounds like they've been doing a little improvement on that. They'll go out in quads once again, this time to the short side of the field. Skyline looks to be ready to block that. Kinney will keep it. There are flags on the play. He'll make it down across the first down at the 35-yard line. However, we have a flag down. It'll probably be illegal formation. It looked like number 16 is that?
May have been in motion a little too soon or too late.
Looks like 16, Ishan Bondre.
Now calling a false start.
Looks like it's going to be false start against Eastlake. Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line.
So that wipes out most of the gain from the completion on the first down.
We'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Wolves.
It'll make it 2nd down and 8 on their own 25. Now the Wolves go out in a more standard package. 2 receivers to the boundary side. Kinney rolls out, slips through, trying to slip a couple tackles, gets face masked, and he'll keep going towards the first down. He'll be marked down, it looks like, at the 34, which is just barely enough for a first down.
And that's even without the assistance of a call for that face mask.
Eastlake coming out in a double twin set. Steiner offset to the boundary side. Hand off to Steiner, up the middle. And he'll get wrestled down after a gain of, it looks like, 4 yards at about the 38-yard line. Skyline 64 on the tackle, and we do not have a roster for Skyline, so we will not be calling them by their names, just their numbers. We do have a roster for Eastlake, so we will be referring to them by their names and by their numbers a lot of the time as well. The Wolves setting quads to the boundary for 2nd down and 6. Kinney alone in the backfield. Here comes Bondre. Kinney will keep it. He has a lot of blockers in front of him, but he will be swept down after only a gain of about 3. That Skyline player was able to slip off the block fairly easily, making it 3rd and 3. The last time the Wolves had a 3rd down, they were stopped.
Oh, that would be easier, yeah.
And Skyline has had 1 3rd down that they scored on from the Eastlake 45. Double twins here for the Wolves. Pichère in motion. Kinney will keep it. Try and get around the edge. He'll keep going towards the 1st down, and I think he will get it. The official ruling is he's down at the 45, which is enough. Eastlake will have their first 3rd down conversion.
He was taken out by Skyline's number 12.
The main thing for Eastlake here, they need to keep getting those chunk yards. Just get enough for the next 1st down. You don't need a whole lot more in order to just drive down that field. Double twins. Steiner lined up to the left. Pichère in motion. Kinney will keep, get around a couple tacklers, and he'll turn a broken play into a positive gain, 3 yards here. That'll make it 2nd and 7. Kinney so far has been very good at avoiding getting tackled. He hasn't been dropped for a loss yet. He'll turn a broken play into a gain of about 2 or 3 yards, then turn around and play the next play. Once again, double twins here. This time Steiner lined up to the right side. Center Paxton Jacobson getting a little clarification. Pichère in motion once again, and a Skyline player jumps. 72 will move Eastlake up 5 yards to make it 2nd and 2 rather than 2nd and 7.
That will get the Wolves an extra 5 yards. Ball will be spotted at the 47-yard line.
I don't think there was any sort of hard count going on, or really any sort of going on too. I think 72 just really wanted to go get Kellen Kinney there in the backfield for the first time this night. Pichère in motion once again. Handoff Jack Steiner up the middle. He'll get the 1st down at, it looks like, the 44-yard line of Skyline. That'll make it 1st and 10. Eastlake putting together a quite nice drive here.
After that penalty brought the Wolves across midfield, they've now got a 1st down across midfield. Just a steady diet of 3-4 yards keeps the Wolves moving forward.
So far, the Wolves' only passing play has been the quad screen to Jack Steiner. We'll see if he'll set up a normal pass play. But that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. The score, Eastlake 0, Skyline 14, Wolves on the move.
We'll flip the end of the field. Take about a 30-second break here to get the players situated, move to the other side of the field.
Get some water.
That sounds like a great idea.
To begin, Skyline ready for this first down play. Eastlake still going over their game plan. And here tonight, I would like to remind you that we have the live chat open here. So if you would like to make any sort of comment or ask any sort of question, feel free to do so in the chat. However, you will be required to be subscribed for at least 24 hours.
And as we get ready for the Wolves to come on the field here, we do want to thank our sponsors at Kinson and Kinson Homes. We appreciate their support of Wolves football.
And Eastlake once again in that quads formation that they love running a screen to Jack Steiner in. Kinney will throw it. Never mind. Yes, guess that was blown up from the start. He did a little pump fake, and then the ball was batted down. That'll make it 2nd and 10 on the Skyline 44. It looked like if Steiner was to get that ball there, he was going to run for a long time. And Eastlake will go back into this quads formation. Bashir in motion. Kinney drops back, throws up for Bashir, and it is caught at the 25-yard line. What a grab by Blake Bashir. First down and 10 at the Skyline 25-yard line. What a grab by Blake Bashir.
Ball spotted, 25.
That's the first pass beyond the line of scrimmage tonight for the Wolves. Drip set to the boundary here. Interesting decision. Kinney throws to Steiner. He has a couple tacklers to get past. He'll get past 2 of them. He'll gain about 7 or 8 yards there, making it 2nd down and 2. Really good play design here from Scott Kinzer. And really good execution by Kellen Kinney and Jack Steiner to gain 7 yards. 2nd and 3 on the Skyline 18. Double twins here for the Wolves. Steiner offset to the boundary. Bashir in motion. Kinney will keep it. No, he'll throw it. Wide open is James Ort the third. Touchdown, Eastlake.
Touchdown, Eastlake.
And Eastlake will get on the board for the first time tonight with an incredible play design. Play action to the quarterback. Something I've never really seen before, but when you have a dual threat like Kellen Kinney, it's not that hard to do. And the kick is up and no good from Yuri Parat.
Kick is blocked, so with 9 minutes, 6 seconds
So
left in the
9:06 left in the first half. Eastlake 6, Skyline 14.
And let's take a look at that play. There we are. Ball's up into the hands of JO3.
And you can see 23 got so sucked in by that run threat of Kellen Kinney that he completely forgot about that red number 8 running right by him into the end zone. What a play design by Scott Kinzer, and what execution that drive. 3 plays in a row by Kellen Kinney. And Jack Devine set to kick off.
Jack Devine sets up for the kick.
J.J. Hamilton finding his way on the field at the last moment. And now we've got enough players out there.
1-86 back for the Spartans. 86 will field it at his own 15, or sorry, 80. And he'll set the edge a little bit. He'll get taken down around his own 30-yard line
36-yard line.
by 34, Finn Hanna.
Brought down by Eastlake number 64, Emerson Sheeran.
Now we'll see what Skyline has in response to that incredibly long touchdown drive by the Wolves.
And let's see what the Wolves defense can dial up here.
The past 2 drives for Skyline have been 3 play scores and a 1-play score. However, this is by far the worst field position Skyline has had tonight. Their own 35. Tight end set for the Spartans. This time 12 in the backfield. Or 13. 33 gets the handoff. Or 23. Sorry about that. And he will run for a first down. Across the 45. At about the 48-yard line. 47-yard line, sorry. J.J. Hamilton on the stop. It'll make it 1st and 10 for Skyline.
Skyline just shy of midfield now.
Spartans set up in a double twins. 23 set up right behind 13. Blitz coming for the Wolves. 23 gets the edge, gets a huge hole, gets past a tackler, still on his feet, and he'll be brought down finally by James Ort inside the 20-yard line. That'll make it 1st down for the Spartans. And it looks like they might get another 3-play score.
There's definitely some work to be done on the defense coverage here for the Wolves.
A lot of holes left open, and 23 able to capitalize. Twins right with a tight end. 13 in the backfield, 23 right behind. Handoff to 23, up the middle, and no good. That's 50 Logan Karch. Nowhere to run for 23. That'll be a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Finn Hanna also in on that stop.
And bring up 2nd and 12.
Let's see if Eastlake can hold the Spartans to a field goal this drive. Or even better, stop them on 4th down. Trip to the left for the Spartans. Back offset to the right. And that should be called a false start on 23.
Little early movement there.
However, Finn Hanna was also moving at basically the exact same time. We'll see what the official call will be. Most of the time, if they move at the same time, it'll be called on the offense. And it will be. The Spartans will be backed up 5 more yards to 2nd and 17 on the Eastlake 25.
Five-yard stack on, makes it 17.
And let's see what Skyline has drawn up for this next play. 13 in the backfield, 23 directly to his left, double twins. 13 drops back to pass. He'll let loose, looking, and is that caught? That is caught.
Flag.
That's caught by number 84, the touchdown, pending this flag. This could be considered OPI here, offensive pass interference, for a push-off. And that play is coming right back. Pass interference on Skyline.
Looks like it's going to be offensive pass interference with Skyline. It's going to bring the ball back even further.
And that'll make it, instead of 2nd and 17, 2nd and 27. Skyline going the wrong direction.
This time the ball is spotted at the 40.
Looks like that was a 15-yard penalty on that one.
Oh, wow. Usually it's, I guess it's 15 in high school, 10 in the NFL. So that'll make it 2nd and 32. Double twins for Skyline. If they were to get 10 yards per play here, they would still have 4th and 2.
And the officials holding the line here.
Maybe some questions that the head coach has.
All right, those
And
appear to have been settled.
play on, double twins. 13 in the shotgun. Handoff to 23. He'll find a hole at the edge and then get knocked. No, he's still in bounds. He'll go down at about the 30.
Gets the nod, gets the rod, gets up to 30-yard line.
So he picks up 10 or 12 of that 15-yard penalty.
Taken out by a pack of Wolves.
Eastlake needs to really figure out how to tackle on first contact. Off go Jack Devine and Jamison Smith. Oh, never mind. Jamison Smith stays on. Double twins once again for the Spartans. 23 lines up to the right. 13 drops back to pass. He'll let fly towards the end zone. Incomplete. Well defended by 31, Andre Schwager.
No good.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 22.
He was held down by Andre Schwager.
We'll see what the Spartans draw up here.
And bring up
It
Oh,
looks
I
like
guess
this
it's
is 4th.
I guess it's 4th down. I guess pass interference was a loss of down call then. Trips to the left. 23 lines up to the left. 13 drops back. They have to get 22 yards. 13 in trouble. He'll scramble for a little bit. Moving around, and he'll get brought down at about the line of scrimmage by the entire defensive line for the Wolves. That'll be a turnover on downs. Eastlake will take over from their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Kellen Kinney looking to maybe find his way to tie this game up. Where is Kinney? I don't see him. Just under 6 minutes to go in the half.
Here comes Kenny.
Eastlake coming out in a 5 receivers to one side. However, Lincoln Winter able to figure out what's going on. Winter now in motion. So now they do have 5 receivers set to one side. And Kinney will keep it. And he'll get stopped for no gain. Maybe he'll lose half a yard. He tried to go to that right side where no one was, but that DN from Skyline was able to close that off way too easily. That'll make it 2nd and 10. Wolves set up in trips. And that's a direct snap to Jack Steiner, who will get tackled for a loss. And a flag comes out at the end. That could be called for unnecessary roughness. And that could be the break Eastlake really needed.
Taken down by Skyline's 26 and 1.
After the play, that is a personal foul targeting on Skyline, which means helmet-to-helmet contact initiated by the Spartans. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty. If that same player gets a second, he will be ejected from the game. Those of you familiar with targeting calls may remember them from college, where it's an immediate ejection. However, in high school, it's not so. It's 2, just like unsportsmanlike conduct.
Does carry a 15-yard penalty, and the Wolves move up to the 45.
As well as an automatic first down. Eastlake set up with double twins. Jack Steiner offset to the right. Pichère in motion. Handoff, Steiner up the middle. He's still on his feet, and he'll get brought down after a gain of it looks like 2 yards.
Takes about 2 yards.
Make it 2nd and 8. They need the Skyline 45 for a first down.
So that was 2nd and 8.
Just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Sorry, in the second quarter. Double twins for the Wolves. Pichère in motion. Handoff, Steiner, and he'll be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1, bringing up 3rd down and 9. Eastlake's offensive line really needs to take care of all those holes they're leaving for the Skyline's linebackers. So far, every play this drive, there's been a lot of penetration of that offensive front. Trips to the left. Running back to the right. Kinney drops back. Pressure. Throws. Looking for Ort. And incomplete. Defended by Skyline's 1. Just straight through Ort's hands. He really should have caught that. However, you can't redo a play unless it's the AFC Championship game. 4th down and about 9 for the Wolves. They'll probably have to punt. They had all that momentum, and yet not enough blocking really killed this drive.
And it looks like the Wolves have called a timeout.
Timeout Eastlake.
Now with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half, we will remind you all that we will be signing off from the commentary booth when halftime rolls around. We'll keep the stream up, however, we won't be running commentary when there's nothing there to commentate on. There's nothing there to comment on. And Eastlake coming out for this 4th and 9 play. Will they go for it to try and score before the half? They will get the ball back. They're running trips to the left side. And Kinney will drop back to throw, looking for Ort again, and well underthrown out of bounds, and that'll make it a turnover on down. Skyline will take over at the Eastlake 45. Eastlake will have to try and get another stop here. They had all that momentum, and yet nothing doing. And it looks like 13 still the quarterback in for Skyline. One man out on the field without any decals on his helmet. And it'll be a handoff to 23, who will get stuffed at the line by 77, Paxton Jacobson. He'll go nowhere. 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. Great play by Jacobson there. 13 coming in with the play for the Spartans. Eastlake running a cover 2 set with 4 down linemen. 13 drops back, throws towards 16, and he will make the catch. No, he was out. He was out of bounds. 3rd down and 10. He got the ball, but he just couldn't get that foot in bounds. He'll have to learn that Tyler Lockett toe tap. The Skyline hurries to the line. Double twin setup. Back offset to the left. 13 drops back to pass. Flushed. Under pressure. 13 will be sacked by the entire Eastlake defense. No one open downfield. 13 flush from the pocket, and he will be brought down. 2 minutes left in the quarter and in the half. Scott Kinzer will call a timeout. Timeout was called at 2:08 seconds. And Skyline looking to punt here. That sack bringing them back across midfield. James Ort back deep to receive. Looks like 80 to punt. The ball will go, and Ort falls down. The ball will continue rolling down for the touchback. So Eastlake will take over on their own 20-yard line. 1:48 to go in the half. And they'll probably try and score here so they can take the lead coming out of halftime.
The Skyline came very close to catching that ball before it went into the end zone, but just a couple of yards behind it and followed it into the end zone.
I think had Ort not slipped, he probably could have caught that and ran for a while.
Turf Monster reached up and grabbed him.
Turf Monster got him before he even got the ball. So Eastlake's offense will have probably one final try before halftime to try and get within one or maybe even tie the game if they go for two. Double twins set up maybe for the Wolves? Yes. No. Trip set up for the Wolves. And Kinney backs up, throws, incomplete, too low for Jack Steiner. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. 1:44 left in the half. On comes Jack Devine. Off goes Finn Hanna. Double twins for Eastlake. Steiner lined up to the left. Bashir in motion. Looks like man coverage here. Kinney rolls out, throws, looking for Bashir, and incomplete. Well defended by 26 and 23 of the Spartans. If Kinney were to throw that just a little bit further, Blake Bashir would have gone to the house. However, that means it's 3rd and 10 now.
Still 1:37 remaining in the half.
They've got that quads formation. And they will throw it to Steiner, who will get bottled up immediately behind that line of scrimmage. He'll lose 2. Bringing up 4th and 12. Timeout Skyline. 1.5 left in the half.
And as we take this timeout, we'd like to recognize the support of Perfect Press Invitations, supporting Wolves football. Thank you so much for your support. And also the support of the Pine Lake Ale House. We appreciate your support.
Skyline ready to start this drive. Or, never mind, no. Skyline ready to potentially return a punt. Scott Kinzer putting in a play design. Let's see what this ends up being. And it will be a punt called. Kenny this time will get the punt off. It won't be blocked. It'll go out at about the 45-yard line. They'll officially call it the 43 of Eastlake. And that's where Skyline will take over with 1:27 left in the second quarter. Skyline comes up to the line for 1st and 10. 13 still in at quarterback. Skyline hasn't had a lot going for them since they lost their quarterback 4. However, he will drop back to pass towards 16. He has blockers ahead of him. He'll get the first down and a whole lot more. He'll be brought down after a gain of about 17 yards towards the Eastlake 25. It looks like they'll mark him down at the 27.
Taken down by James Ort, number 8. Gonna be good enough for a Skyline first down.
Tackled by Ort. And on comes Kellen Kinney to play defense. Off comes Finn Hanna. Trips left. 23 right behind 13. And this will be a pass to 1. 1 will get tackled by Kinney, as well as 45 Jackson Wheeler and 32 Wyatt Gillette.
Gonna bring up 2nd and 2 for the Spartans.
2nd down and 2 for Skyline. Double twins. Back offset to the left. Under a minute left. 13 drops back. Fires looking for 16 and batted down by 30. That's Barrett Bratlin. With that broken arm, able to swat it away, save the touchdown. If he didn't make connection with that ball, that was going to be a score. .30 seconds left in the first half. Trips to the right. Running back directly behind 13. 13 throws and fires towards 16. Slips a tackle, but unable to get past James Ort, as well as Jackson Wheeler.
But that is enough for a first down.
Brought down by Eastlake's number 8, James Ort.
But the clock should run.
Should be good enough for a Skyline first down.
Yeah, I'm uncertain why the clock was stopped.
First and goal. 22
That'll make it first and goal for the Spartans. Ball on the 10. Double twins. 13 drops back to pass. Flushed, caught by 16, and he'll be brought down at about the 6 by Kellen Kinney. Forward progress will mark him down at the 5. Second down with 2 seconds left, and the clock stops for a timeout.
They were at 0 timeouts on the scoreboard. I'm not quite sure how they get to call another one here. And maybe one of those timeouts was called by Eastlake and just marked on the scoreboard as being a Skyline timeout.
I believe it was. Because I do know that Eastlake did call a timeout.
Okay, that would explain it.
Skyline right now probably debating whether they want to go for the score or go for the field goal, as no matter what, this next play will be the final play of the half.
Barring a defensive penalty, this will be the last play of the half.
An offensive penalty could also cause an untimed down.
It could. Spartans make their way back onto the field for this probably last play of the half.
They'll have trips to the right-hand side. 16 so far has been the favorite target of the quarterback, 13. And it looks like it'll be that same play. However, 13 scrambling under pressure, throws the ball just out of bounds. Not sure what that was, but that is how the half will end. The score, Eastlake 6, Skyline 14. Eastlake will receive the second half kickoff. Jim and I will take a little break from the commentary booth. Feel free to keep watching and join us in about 10 minutes.
Stick around for the halftime show where we've got big time bands coming up for you. Live performances by Katy Perry, Tyler Perry, and Steve Perry. All live for halftime. Stick around. We'll be back with you in a few minutes.
rock a rhyme. I said it's not that easy. It's to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky. How is it, baby? It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky. Tricky. In New York, the people talking try to make us rhyme. They really hawk, but we just walk because we have no time. And in the city, it's a pity, cause we just can't hide. Tinted windows don't see nothing, they know who's inside. And it's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky. How is it, G? Tricky. And it's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky. Tricky, huh? When I wake up, people take up mostly all of my time. I'm not singing funky ringing cause I make up a rhyme. I'm not bragging, people nagging cause they think I'm a star. Always tearing what I'm wearing, I think they're going too far. A girl named Carol follows Daryl every gig we play. Then she just and dismissed her, now she jocking Jay. I ain't lying, girls be crying cause I'm on TV. They even bother my performer cause he's down with me. And it's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky. Oh, we say tricky. And it's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky. Unlike that, we don't use bars, but to assume on your own. They overcome ain't like it don't, but we just leave it alone. It's like that, y'all, but we don't quit. Just keep on, rock shot, 'cause this is it. Peace up, H-Town. In the club with my homies, trying to get a little VI, down on the low key. She know how I feel. I said, shorty, she was checking up on me. When the game to the scene, and my evil fight, she knew me. Decided to choose. Conversation got heavy. She had me feeling like she's ready to blow. Watch out! She's saying, come get me. So I got up and followed her to the floor. She said, baby, let's go. When I told her, I said, come and get me. I get so caught up that she told me. Cause if I told you, it's best to hold me. Next thing I knew, she was all up on me screaming. She's all in my head now. Tell me, do you let it mind you? Do you take her with me? She's ready to leave. Well, let's go. But I gotta keep it real now. Cause I'm the one for change. She's certified 20. But that just ain't me. Hey, cause I know. Take that chance. She's where they gonna leave. But what I do is the way she thinks. Really shawty out right for me. The way she I'm like, yeah, just work that out for me. She asked for one more dance, and I'm like, yeah, how the hell am I supposed to leave? And I said, yeah, touch that down, so come and get free. I get so caught up cow. And forget about game, I'ma spit the truth. I won't stop till I get them in their birthday suit. So give me the rhythm and it'll be off with their clothes. Then bend over to the front and touch your toes. I left the jag and I took the roll. If they ain't cutting, then I put them on foot patrol. How you like me now when my pigs valued over 300,000? Let's drink, you the one to please. Little Chris still cuffed like double D. Me and Ursh, what's more when we leave them dead? We want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed that say,
And we are back for another half of football. We have Jack Steiner and Wyatt Gillette back deep for Eastlake to receive this second half kickoff. 20 more minutes of play in this freshman game, and we have a 6-14 ball game. Eastlake trailing by 8, 17 to kick off towards Jack Steiner. Fielded at about the 12. He'll get around a couple tackles. He'll slip a few more down towards about the 30. Really good return from Jack Steiner there. 18 yards.
Where the Wolves will start this series.
We'll see Kellen Kinney once again for the start of this half. Eastlake comes out in a double twin package. Jack Steiner offset to the left. Pichayer in motion. Play action. Kinney will keep it. Kinney, he'll make a couple yards and get dragged down after a gain of it looks like 3 to make it 2nd down and 7.
Now by Skyline's number 80. Going to bring out 2nd down and about 8.
Tackled by Skyline's number 80. Wolves getting ready for this 2nd down and 7. They'll run up to the line. Trips right, or left, sorry. And just a little bit too high for Jack Steiner.
And there was some real estate in front of him there if that pass had been on target.
Kinney had to throw over a couple Skyline defenders running straight at him.
That'll throw off your passing just a little bit.
So far this season, Eastlake has had quite a bit of an O-line problem.
Third and 7.
Eastlake comes out with a double twins formation. Steiner lined up to the right. Blake Pichayer in motion. Steiner gets the handoff. He'll gain a couple. He'll make it 4th, and it looks like 4. Whistle's blown. It looks like we have an injured Spartan on the field. 2nd one tonight. We'll sign off from commentary due to the injury. Always a good sign when you see him come off under his own power. On comes 32 for the Spartans in place of 55. Eastlake preparing for a 4th and 4 from their own 36-yard line. Kinney will back up to get ready to punt. And, oh, just barely avoids getting blocked. 80 gets a little bit of an edge across midfield, and then he'll get brought down by James, or no, never mind, that's Jack Devine.
Ball fielded by number 80.
At about the Eastlake 40-yard line.
Brought down finally around the 41-yard line.
They'll officially mark him down at the 41,
Taken out by Jack Devine, number 8.
which is where Skyline will take over for this first drive of the half.
So the net yardage change after that punt is about 6 yards.
About that, yeah. Skyline coming out still with 13 as their quarterback. Remember, their starter number 4 got injured in the first half. Double twin set. Eastlake in a cover 2. Handoff, 23, avoids a couple tackles, avoids even more tackles. Still on his feet, loses the football, recovered by 14, Jamison Smith. That'll be Eastlake ball.
14 from Eastlake. Jamison Smith.
What a play by the Eastlake defense. First, it was looking like he was going to gain significant yardage, but then the ball pops out right in front of Jamison Smith. And Eastlake will have the ball right about where they lost it, on their own 37.
Let's see how much of that we caught on replay here.
And here goes 23, avoiding so many tackles here. And then the ball just pops out. Finn Hanna causes that fumble, and it ends up right at the feet of Jamison Smith. What a heads-up play by Smith there. Double twins for the Wolves. Kellen Kinney rolls out. Pressure. He'll throw. Looking for Pishier. And incomplete. Well overthrown. Defended by number 80 of the Spartans.
It's no good. It's going to bring up second down.
That'll make it 2nd and 10 for the Wolves. Let's see if Eastlake can capitalize on this turnover. They were able to do so on a turnover on downs in the first half. This is the first actual turnover of the game. Quad set to the boundary for the Wolves. They love to run a screen pass. 17, J.J. Hamilton in motion. Kinney will try and keep it up the middle. He'll dodge a couple tackles. He's still on his feet, and he'll be brought down. Forward progress will bring him to about the 40. Gain of, it looks like 2 or 3.
Third down and 7 for the Wolves.
Officially spotted it. Looks like the 39.5 to the 40-yard line.
So far out of that quads formation, we're about evenly split on running the screen or running some other play where the quads is just a deception.
That is correct. However, a lot of the time they've motioned to, I guess, penta is what you might call it.
Right. And that one so far seems to be the one where they run Kinney to the opposite side.
Yep. And here we go. Trips to the left-hand side. Jack Steiner lined up to the same side. Kinney will keep it. Quarterback draw. Kinney on his feet, and he'll be down, it looks like, at the 47.
They're going to call it about a yard and a half shy of the first down.
Go for that.
Well, with the punting game the way it's been today, you definitely go for it on 4th and 1.
And, I mean, recent studies have shown that going for it on 4th and 1, 4th and 2 isn't that dumb of a move, even if you're in your own territory. Most of the time, you'll be able to get it. However, Kinney has had a lot of pressure in his face all day today. Let's see if If they end up passing, if he'll be able to get some time in the pocket. Eastlake will line up in double twins. Jack Steiner lined up to the right. Pichère in motion. And Kinney will keep it. He'll get the first down just barely. He'll be marked down, it looks like, the 48-yard line, and it'll be a 4th down conversion for the Wolves. Not quite in plus territory, but almost.
That one gained just enough to get that conversion. They needed 1.5 yards. They picked up 2.
So we'll see how Eastlake can continue this drive to capitalize on that Jamison Smith fumble recovery.
Back to the line.
Double twins. Steiner to the right. Kinney drops back to pass. Pressure in his face immediately. He has to let it go. And it is caught by Jack Devine at about the 32-yard line. In coverage. He had to thread the needle there. Jack Devine in the right spot at the right time. Great catch. Great throw under pressure by Kellen Kinney. Now into plus territory. 1st down for the Wolves. Officially spotted at the 32-yard line. Eastlake hoping to maybe tie this game up at the end of the drive and mount a comeback after being down 14-0 after just 4 minutes of play in this game. Eastlake will run a trip set to the left side. Jack Steiner will line up to the right. Kinney scrambles. Kinney has a lot of green grass in front of him. He'll be forced out at about the 27, 28-yard line. If you're Skyline, you really... Oh, sorry.
Sorry about that. Gain of about 4 on that play.
If you're Skyline, you really want to maybe set a spy on Kinney here. He's proven himself to be a real dual threat quarterback. He can run it, he can throw it, as he's proved so far this drive. Double twins for Eastlake. Pichère in motion. Handoff, Steiner up the middle. He'll gain another 3, it looks like. Down to about the 25-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and 3.
Going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Wolves.
6 minutes played in this half. We have 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Kinney giving the play to his offense. Skyline just waiting to be ready. Play clock winding down, I assume. Double twins. Kinney throws, caught by Ort, and he's dropped immediately, but not before he gets that 1st down at the Skyline 17. That'll make it 1st down and 10.
Good enough for Eastlake. 1st down. He was hit by Skyline's number 1.
Number 1 on the tackle for Skyline. James Ort had that touchdown catch earlier in the 1st half, hoping to maybe double up on that. Coming out in the trips left formation. Ort not in the game right now. Kinney. Caught, never mind. Jack Steiner couldn't haul it in. A rare drop from Steiner. Not really what you want to see after that kind of 1st down. And off goes Ishan Borde, I believe. Bondre, sorry. And on comes Daniel Weintraub, brother of Benjamin Weintraub, who is currently playing on varsity as the long snapper, and Noah Weintraub, who graduated 2 years ago as part of that semifinal running varsity team. Weintraub in at quarterback now, letting it loose, looking for Kinney, and that'll fall incomplete. He was triple covered there. I'm not sure why he decided to throw that ball. He threw into triple coverage.
And fortunately, a drop to the turf.
Yeah, it could have gone way worse. That'll make it 3rd down and 10 from the Skyline 18. Double twins here. Kinney back at quarterback. Bashir in motion. Kinney fumbles the snap a little bit. He's able to stay on his feet. Still going. He'll be brought down after a gain of about 3. Down to the Skyline 15. It'll make it 4th and 7. Eastlake might try and go for a field goal here.
I don't know if they've got the line protection to be attempting a field goal here, but let's see what they come up with.
Yeah, as they proved in that first half touchdown where it got blocked basically uncontested. So we'll see what Scott Kinzer can draw up for this 4th down play.
And somebody's called a timeout.
And it is the Wolves. With 2:15 left in the 3rd quarter, here we'll have Eastlake 6, Skyline 14. Eastlake looking to maybe score for the 2nd time tonight. And looks like James Ort's hurt. He's without his pads on the sideline, holding that right elbow.
And as we take this break, we want to express our appreciation to Wolves football supporters, Perfect Press Invitations, the Pine Lake Ale House, in addition to Kinson and Kinson Homes. Thank you all for your support of Eastlake Wolves football.
Now with James Ort being without his pads on and getting iced up by the trainer on the sideline, that has to be a fairly brutal blow to this Eastlake offense. However, they do have some fairly good wide receivers in their arsenal, even without Ort. Double twins for the Wolves here. Steiner lined up directly next to Kinney. Kinney backs up to pass. Under pressure, lets loose. Tipped and incomplete. Almost intercepted, almost caught for the touchdown by Blake Pichère. However, Eastlake unable to capitalize on that Jameson Smith fumble recovery. Skyline will take over inside its own 20 with just over 2 minutes left to go in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Eastlake moved the ball there fairly well up until that last series. So they were able to move it about, 50 yards there after the fumble?
Looks like it.
I guess 40 yards or so.
And now Skyline lining up. So far, since their quarterback got hurt, they have not been able to produce really much of anything. 32 in at linebacker, running back. 13 hands off to 32, who will run to the edge. And a lot of space, still going up the sideline. 32 of Skyline will score. He'll slow up at the end. Touchdown, Skyline Spartans. No flags on the field.
one more time, the Wolves lose that edge containment, and it costs them.
Eastlake's had a lot of trouble with getting penetration and with holding penetration, keeping that Skyline defensive line at bay. And it looks like there's an injured Skyline player off on the sideline going towards the athletic staff. Not enough to hold up the game as he's already on the track. Skyline looks to be going for 2 here. 13 drops back, fires, and it'll be caught. The 2-point conversion is good, 16 with the catch. So the score with 1:52 left in this third quarter. Eastlake 6, Skyline 22. After a 2-point conversion, it should be 22. Eastlake hopefully going to try and be able to respond here. They've got Jack Steiner and 32 Wyatt Gillette back deep. However, it seems like they're working in all of their players at this point to get as much playing time to as many people as they possibly can. And it looks like Skyline doing the exact same. 17 no longer kicking off, this time 82. And the kick is off, and it will roll into the end zone for the touchback. So Eastlake will take over from their own 20-yard line. 80 yards to go. Let's see if they can get a drive together. They got one together last drive. They just stalled out around that 20-yard line thanks to no more James Ort.
And it's still just a 2-score game, and there's a quarter plus 152 remaining.
Time right now, 6:38 p.m. with a good football temperature of 59 degrees. Not too hot, not too freezing cold. Eastlake with the trips formation to the top of your screen. Looks like Jack Steiner about to get the direct snap. Steiner will have Kinney as a blocker. However, way too many white jerseys around him. Nowhere to run, and he'll lose 2.
Loss of 2 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Wolves.
That's one of those plays where there's not a lot of mystery on what you're going to be trying to do.
And so that defense was able to sniff it out rather immediately. Really the only question was, where is he going? And Kellen Kinney gave that away with where he was lined up.
All right, let's see if the Wolves can put together a little offense here.
Kinney back in at quarterback. He'll drop back. Kinney lets fly, and it'll be intercepted by number 44 at the 25-yard line. He caught it while his knee was down. 44 with the interception. Kellen Kinney under pressure, forced to throw that thing a little bit early, directly into the hands of 44. Things are not looking good for this Wolves team in this third quarter. Under a minute to go. Down by 2 scores.
25-yard line.
Skyline will take over deep in plus territory on the Eastlake 25. Double twins here for the Spartans. Or no, twins to the right with a tight end to the left. And off to 23. He has blockers ahead of him, slips a couple tackles, still on his feet. And he'll finally be stopped after a gain of about 4 at the Eastlake 21-yard line. Second and 6. He'll be officially spotted at the 22, so that'll be 2nd and 7 here. Skyline with double twins. A little bit of a bobbled snap there. 23 able to get that. Gets the first down and a little bit more. They'll call it a gain of about 10, and that is the end of the third quarter. We will switch sides and move to the final 10 minutes of play in this football game.
And
The score,
go ahead.
the score, Eastlake 6, Skyline 22.
And after that little pickup, there's a long walk to swap ends of the field here.
Yep, that's the one problem with being in plus territory is when the quarter ends, you got to walk all the way over to the other side of the field. And while we're here in this intermission between quarters, we would like to remind you about the upcoming varsity football game this Friday night at 7 p.m., I believe.
Yes, it is scheduled for 7 p.m. from Issaquah High School.
That's right. Eastlake currently first place in 4A King Co. Set to play against Issaquah, currently 2-1. Eastlake 3-0 right now. The last time these two teams met, it was a relative blowout. And a year prior to that, it was 48-0 before halftime. Skyline set up 23 with the ball, and he'll get dropped after a gain of about 4 here. Inside the 10. That'll make it 2nd and it looks like 7 from exactly the 10-yard line.
And while we've got Issaquah coming up this Friday night, next week we've got Woodinville, who the WIAA currently has set at number 1 in 4A football.
Yeah, they had a fairly hot take come out today, as 13 set up with 32 well behind him. Stretch play here, 32 running and touchdown, Skyline Spartans. Now speaking of that fairly hot take from the WIAA, the official top 10 rankings for 4A given by this organization were first place Woodinville, who, yes, they are 3-0. However, their wins are to a currently 2-3 Hawaii team, as well as a fairly unknown, I think, 3A team, and Issaquah. And off 32 for the 2-point conversion. He will score. So the score with 9:09 left in the game. Eastlake 6, Skyline 30. Anyway.
That number 1 ranking of Woodinville doesn't align with what Max Preps has for 4A football in the state.
Which is quite a bit different. Let me pull that up real quick. as Eastlake gets ready to return this kickoff once again with Gillette and Steiner in the backfield. .82 set to kick off. Kick is up deep towards Steiner. He'll field it at about the 10. Steiner looking for a hole, gets past a tackler, gets past another, and he'll be brought down at about the 22-yard line.
25-yard line.
And anyway, Max Preps currently has Lake Stevens as the #1 team in Washington State. The current 4A rankings, according to Max Preps, is as follows. Oh, 1 second. #1, Lake Stevens. #2, Emerald Ridge. #3, Graham Kapowson. #4, Skyview. 5, Curtis. 6, Camas. 7, Eastlake. 8, Sumner. 9, Moses Lake. And 10, Kennedy Catholic. As now we have a new quarterback in the game. We have Arush Aravind in the backfield. And flags fly. Looks like a false start on the Wolves. Now the WIAA, rather than that Max Preps top 10, has as follows. #1, Woodinville. #2, Moses Lake. #3, Lake Stevens. #4, Eastmont. #4, Tide, Curtis. #6, Eastlake. 7, Skyview. 8, Emerald Ridge. 9, Battleground. And 10, Graham Kapowson. Looks like 88, Lawyer McFadden in motion. And that will be 43, Calvin Duthie, with a run to pick up that penalty yardage.
Taken down by Skylines #7 and 44.
Anyway, that WIAA ranking has been proven to be a very hot take, seeing as
A little bit different from what Max Preps has.
just a little bit.
Watch over the course of the next few weeks and see how it shakes out.
Yeah, they have, with Max Preps having Woodinville at 20, WIAA having Woodinville at #1 in 4A doesn't really seem all that accurate. And a fumbled snap. Eastlake able to fall on it.
So the yards that have been picked up on that last run are lost on the fumbled snap.
That'll make it 3rd down, and it looks like 16, 15 or 16. Eastlake no longer with their starters in. Coach Scott Kinzer now trying to just get everyone into the game for at least a couple plays before this game ends. 7:47 left to go. As the time nears 7 p.m. Aravind back to pass, running away from tacklers, and he'll be brought down and loses the football. It looks like that might be a touchdown for Skyline. And it is. Skyline will score off of the fumble from Arush Aravind at the 1-yard line, and that means Skyline now at 36, pending the extra point. Probably going to go for 2. 7 minutes and 7 seconds.
Yeah, we haven't seen them attempt a kick yet tonight, so I'd be shocked if they try it now.
However, you never know. They're up by enough. Now, keep in mind, if Skyline is able to get ahead by 40 points, we will move into the mercy rule, that is running clock, which means that no matter what, the clock will not stop. It will not stop for first downs. It'll not stop for players going out of bounds. It'll not stop for incomplete passes. It won't even stop for change of possession. It'll only stop for a timeout or an injury. Skyline preparing their play for this 2-point conversion. On comes Kinney to help with the defense, who has been retired from his quarterback position for the night. 13 in the backfield. Drops back to pass. Fires and incomplete. So the score right now, with 7 minutes and 7 seconds left to play in the game, Eastlake 6, Skyline 36. Eastlake now having to return the kick once more, and it looks like another Skyline player is coming to Ashley Holman to get checked up on. Eastlake set up to receive the kick. Wyatt Gillette and Jack Steiner back deep.
Skyline 17 sets up for the kick.
17 ready to kick off. And it will go deep towards Steiner again. He'll field it at about the 20. Try and get around some people, but he's brought down immediately by 32 at the 30-yard line. A nice 10-yard gain on the return, but 0 yards after contact. And we'll see if Aravind comes back onto the field or if we'll find Kinney again.
And it is Aravind coming back on.
His last play out, he fumbled the ball at the 1-yard line, and Skyline was able to scoop it up and score. Let's see how he can recover. Skyline's 34 rushing off the field. Eastlake still going over the play. 43 Calvin Duthie in the backfield. That's 88 Lawyer McFadden. Duthie with the ball. He'll gain what looks to be 8 yards there.
Rouge hands it off to number 43, Calvin Duthie.
As the clock dips below 6 minutes to go in this game. McFadden runs off the field.
Taken down by Skyline's number 18. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. Second and 1 for the Wolves.
And that 9-yard run was one of the longest gains that Eastlake has had tonight.
That is correct. Aside from that, those couple throws to
Ort.
yeah, to Ort and also Picher. Arvin in the backfield. Double twins for Eastlake. Arvind backs up, trying to run away, loses the football again. And Skyline will pick up on the Eastlake 28-yard line, looking to maybe score again. If they score here and score one more time afterwards, they'll move into the running clock rule.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Absolutely. It's never fun to see really anyone get running clocked. And a timeout is taken by Eastlake. 4:47 left in the game. With 6 minutes and 56 seconds, 4 minutes left in the hour. 6:56 currently. All right. Scott Kinzer still going over his defensive plays as Skyline comes out onto the field to get on offense now. Double twins for the Spartans. 22 lined up in the backfield. Hand off to him. He'll get taken down immediately. It'll be a loss of 1.
22.
And the clock will continue to run. Brandon Stairs in on the tackle.
Tripped up by Brandon
Hey, I
Stairs,
played with him.
number 4.
That was a few years ago.
It was. It was
Ball lands at the
4
30.
years ago now.
1 year loss will bring second 11 for the Spartans.
Double twins. 13 drops back to pass. Rush coming. Ball going deep, and it's caught by 5. Touchdown, Skyline.
Skyline's number 5, touchdown.
That took 2 plays, and Skyline now over 40 points, but still not over 40 ahead. That'll put Skyline at 42. Pending the PAT. Once again going for 2 here, double twin set.
Skyline's at center,
22 in the
2-point
backfield. Hand off to him. And he will walk in. That try is good. So the score with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game. Eastlake Wolves 6, Skyline Spartans 44.
Wall 6.
The Wolves will set up to return once more.
A
With
familiar place for them this evening.
Very much so. Let's see if this Eastlake team can improve on their ball security this drive. Maybe get away without a fumble. Looks like 82 set to kick off. Steiner and Gillette back deep. And it's a rolling kick. And Gillette will just fall on it at the 24-yard line. And that's where Arush Arvind and the Wolves offense will take over, trailing by a lot. 38 to be exact. Eastlake lining up now. They've got trips to the left side. It's 11. Arya Ganeshan in motion, whistles everywhere. That'll be a false start on the Wolves.
And this is one of the reasons why Coach Kinzer wants to give these other players more playing time, is to get them a little more experience, get them an opportunity to get comfortable with what it's like on the field, and figure out how to avoid these mistakes.
Yep, that is right. According to Coach Clay, who was his predecessor, the improvement during freshman year is a lot more than during your sophomore year, junior, or senior year. Ganeshan in motion. Handoff to Calvin Duthie, who will get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Clock will continue to wind.
Ball's handed off to Eastlake's number 43, Calvin Duthie. At the line of scrimmage, he's going to bring up.
It'll be 2nd and 15. Eastlake hurrying to the line here. Double twins. Hand off to Duthie. And he'll gain a couple, I think. Or no, he'll get stopped immediately. Once again at the line of scrimmage to make it 3rd and 15. As the clock goes under a minute to play in this game. On comes Finn Hanna. He's made some plays on defense here. Arvind, little trouble with the exchange and slips a tackle. Arvind will get down to about the 25-yard line.
That's actually number 34. That's Finn Hanna.
Oh, that is Finn Hanna. Okay, then.
Good for a gain of 5 yards. It's going to be 4th down and 8, but
That'll make it 4th down and 8, and I think Eastlake's just going to let this clock wind down, and the final score here, Eastlake Wolves 6, Skyline Spartans 44. Good game played on both sides. Skyline ran away with it as Eastlake started to put in their 2nd and 3rd string players. And thank you to all our sponsors, the Wolves Football Association. On behalf of Jim Thatcher, Wolves Football Association, Scott Kinzer, I'm Ed Thatcher. See you on Friday.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do. We're nearing the 1,000 subscriber mark. That unlocks some additional abilities we can bring you through YouTube. So please, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you, and we will see you on Friday.
Good night, everyone.